be intimidated by criminal threats.
Show us what you got! I'm gonna knock you all on your asses! Never run from a real fight. If you don't stop, you'll get us sued.
Welcome to the future. Transferring to autopilot mode.
It's confirmed, milady. We're under attack.
So it begins.
Good Friday, everybody. I know it's or Thursday. I'm sorry, it's not even Friday yet. Time flies by. Thank you for coming by today on the Astral Ley Line. We are going to be talking about comic books, anime, and some other fun things going on in our universe. Let me check, make sure my microphone is working appropriately. And survey says it is. Wonderful. We are joined today by a fellow comic creator who you guys need to check out. His work is actually quite good. I don't say this because he's paying me at all or has a gun to my head right now. Bear with me. Bear with me. Please welcome to the stage, ChrisStyle Inc.
Hey, I just checked the PayPal link to make sure that your payment went through.
Thank you.
Now, what were you saying again?
You have a Kickstarter coming up, man. I heard or on right now, actually. In fact, rumor says it looks kind of like this.
That's the one.
Jazz Juggernauts against Zealots 1 through 3. Can Jazz stop Prisma, or will this be the end? Chris, tell us about this comic, man.
Certainly. It's an action comic. It is an action comic that is about 5 individuals who are working together to stop a very mysterious monster portal that is going over the city. And in doing so, they have invoked the ire of their government that may or may not be involved. So now they have to solve the mystery and stop the government overreach. The very first two issues set up for the 3rd chapter, where a lot of things come to head. This is a very action-packed chapter. So if you've been dying for more action in this series, it's right here, and everybody will be pleased.
All right, I like that. So we got the art. Definitely kind of gives me the manga vibe, but I'm going to tell you, it kind of also gives me the cover vibe that they do sometimes on the Street Fighter versus X Darkstalkers or Street Fighter swimsuit pinup series that Udon does. I'm honestly a massive fan of. So kudos to the artwork I'm seeing on here.
That is very funny you said that, because the that cover right there for 3 is based off of the first SNK versus Capcom.
So we going back to the classics.
We are. I figured that it's time to start paying homages so that people could like really understand where I come from.
I think that's a smart idea. I think it's, it's easy to get lost in within a homage from your own identity. That being said, remembering to pay some respect to the greats is always wise. I mean, come on, how many anime have we seen, or even American cartoons, that have the Akira slide?
Oh, it's way too many.
It's iconic. We all know. Okay.
Yeah, but it's in like cookbooks now.
Is it really in a cookbook?
Yeah, I may have it. It's not even like an anime cookbook. I think it's like a regular guy that's like on like a Harley Davidson.
Oh, that. I feel like if you were honest with that being cheesy, that'd be okay. Please tell me it's for like a cheese dip.
No, it's just like a random like, hey, this is my byline, into my very first like book or what. I don't know. It's. I want to say it's like an indie cookbook, but I can't remember if it was or not.
Kind of a strange thing to do with a cookbook, but you know what? I don't write cookbooks, so what do I know? Maybe it's cool. No clue. I couldn't believe it. Recently, I was watching this YouTuber doing. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then one of the guys made a character that was just Gex, making Gex puns. Like, I amazed anybody else remembers Gex, but all right, this is great.
That whoever has that guy definitely has knee problems.
We're like the same age, man. Come on, make us feel old here.
Because we are. It's time to start acting like it.
Or watching so I think of some cartoon on Cartoon Network where something happened and this guy mentioned, are you gonna maybe etch the date into the back of a pocket watch? The Mel Alchemist. Oh, that's kind of dark. Or rather, Chris, have you played Baldur's Gate?
3.
Perfect. And you said you did check out some interspecies reviewers last we talked, right?
Yes.
Did you notice in the recent Baldur's Gate trailer for the new animation they had for the new patch, they have Karlach lying there grilling meat on her stomach?
No, because I didn't see the trailer. What trailer is this one for?
It's for the final patch. Larian just put out a animation for the final patch, supposedly the final patch, final additional patch outside of bug fixes and stuff for Baldur's Gate 3. Part of that animation has Karlach like lounging back on a beach chair, cooking two hamburger patties and a sausage on her stomach. And I am now 99% sure somebody at Larian watches interspecies reviewers because of that.
I'm gonna look this up the moment we're done with this.
If you recall, interspecies reviewers has the fire salamander girl who you can cook meat on her body or in her body, depending on what you want to do with that episode. But hey,
That is wild.
we all got to make a living, man. You use what tools you got. I want to point out this comic is 24 plus pages. What's the plus mean?
There's a lot of extra content that I'm trying to squeeze in without making it too big. So we're kind of trying to keep it open. I have a art contest open right now, all the way to the end of April, and so people who submit for the contest, I'll be putting their entries in the book, and depending on how many we have, that's where the book may end up swelling. But I don't foresee it getting too big.
I'm going to point out here, I love this girl with the white hair in the front. I like her design.
Oh, Prisma.
She has kind of like it's almost like a sexy like the sexy villainous kind of look to her. Well, it's like she's going to do bad things to me, but I might want that. I don't know. She kind of has that vibe.
Good. I'm glad that's what came across, because that's exactly what's here.
I'm also going to point out something that I've seen in a couple of series, and She-Ra did it really well, where it almost feels like the hero and the villain have this sexual tension. And this panel kind of gives me that vibe. I'm not saying they have that in the show, in the comic, but
I hope not, because those are siblings.
Look, man.
Damn it.
We've all seen enough anime to know where this is going. All right, look, as I'm pretty sure that Sword Art Online has an entire arc where the guy's sister's in love with him. So I mean, I'm pretty sure this is somebody is happy about that.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a mental note here.
Look,
we might get into the wrong crowd.
Well, if you recall, there was a TV show that was the most popular thing on Earth that was that involved two siblings banging each other on the reg. So I mean, Game of Thrones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else, like I don't know, Powerpuff Girls or something. I don't know.
No, not for kids. No, I don't.
I don't know.
Hi, Azura. Thank you for joining us. Azura shows up on some of our covers. She's one of the Fox girls that hangs out with Azumi sometimes. We love Azura here. She also makes some of our pixel art. Again, we love Azura. I like this right here. That kick. That's very sweet. Also, I want to point out that as someone who is a fan of combat sports and took combat sports growing up, her pose and positioning is good. That's solid form.
As the main pugilist of jazz, I had to make sure that she kept up any type of physical appearances. So that's a great detail right there.
Again, it looks really good. The artist nailed that. I like the robot. This looks pretty amazing. I'm a big fan of that. The robot look. It kind of almost looks like, honestly, this guy's design, I feel like he could be a character I would see in the Static Shock cartoon back in the day, which is, I mean, as a high praise, because that show was amazing.
Oh, I see that.
If you guys haven't ever seen the original Static Shock cartoon, and you're younger, maybe you are, and haven't seen it because you're young, it's still worth checking out, because that show is amazing and has the balls to tackle issues that modern TV shows don't. Always have some add-ons. I like that. I love the graphics you have here, the two of you and the artist talking. I like that. That's really cute.
Well, thank you. I'm on the right side.
I presumed. I always thought you were really. I thought you were a Blue Oni girl this entire time. My gosh, I am. I'm bad at reading people.
I just changed forms.
I want to point out something I think you do really well in your campaigns. That if anybody out there is doing Kickstarter, I would also advise to them, and that is, even though you have some more serious books, like I know Good Blood Money is a little more serious in terms of its content. I just finished reading that one. Good book as well. There is still an air of playfulness, warmth, and humor to everything I'm seeing. And I think, especially in the indie world, that's important. Because we see so many comics out of the main producers today that it's just like, how dark and edgy can we get, right? Like, well, what if this character was evil? What if we made this evil? Well, this guy gets bit by a radioactive evil slug and becomes this. Like, what happened to it just being fun? And I think that the campaign you have here really embodies that idea of this is just fun. Like, you can just sit down and read this and have a good time. And at the end of the day, what more do you want a comic book to do?
Yeah, so
Figure-
a lot of my peers like to as you said, jump into the how gritty, how dark, how deep cut can we go? And whenever I read things like that, I'm always like, you could have done without this and it would have been just fine. So as you said, it's even though like Good Blood Money is a mature book, it's not beating you down with like symbolism. At least not yet. But even when it starts doing that, it's not going to do too much because I want you to at least put the book down and not have to like smoke a cigarette afterwards.
I appreciate that personally. I feel like we expect not to get into too much social commentary, but we get a lot of like darkness and depressing stuff today. It's been that way for most of our adult lives as a millennial generation. So if I can get something that makes me feel a little more hopeful, like like a properly written Superman comic, or in this case, Jazz, I really appreciate that in my life. That little boost of positivity can make a difference for anybody. Myself, it helps out. And at the end of the day, our role, I think, as comic creators, is to help people get through their day, to get through their lives, and give them something that gives them a little bit of hope or make them feel better, even if it's momentary escapism. It's part of our job.
Right.
And I think Chris Styler is doing a good job of that. I
Really?
want to point out, I got this sticker right here with the kitty. I added that on. I want that sticker. That looks really good, by the way. Who's the artist?
That's Ash.
Ash. Oh, she nailed that sticker. It looks amazing. Oh, the happy. Did she have to put balls on the cat? I just noticed that.
Nobody recognized it. So
I just noticed it.
this was a keychain last year.
Was that the keychain attachment point and it just kind of was left over?
No, that was just something that she added just to like troll me.
Oh,
And I was sitting there like, wait a minute, oh no.
when we first did the original Foxy Vacations, the naughty version, Foxy version we call it now, of the A cover was Azumi naked hugging the fox with him licking her face. Not anything weird. You have a pet, you pick up your cat when you get out of the shower or whatever. Not a big deal. Nothing weird. When I first sent it to my agent at the time, I put censor bars over the naughty bits on Azumi because we have to for Kickstarter. And I put a big censor bar on the fox's groin, and my phone went off in about 5 seconds. And I answered, and he goes, "Please tell me you didn't put fox genitals on that cover." No, man, it was a joke. There's no animal genitalia on this cover. I'm not doing that. But ChrisStyle will. Put those some cat balls right in your face.
Yeah.
Thank you for it.
And I figured it was time to start making stickers of it and just kind of go all out. Like I can't even hide it. I don't want to edit it. Just here you go.
What was the Price is Right's host name again?
Bob Saget.
Yeah, no, not Saget. The guy before him. The guy that was all about spaying and neutering your pets. He does not approve.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, well,
Also,
yeah,
Bob Saget was not on there. You could have said no.
Well, I don't know if he's been on it. I don't know.
Oh,
who's been the
Bob
host since
Barker.
then. Yeah, Bob Barker. Bob Barker does not approve of the cat ball.
Well, he's not here anymore.
This is true, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I get to do what I want.
You had various R's from Lemon. Is that lemon bun or just lemon?
That's just lemon.
Oh,
And
okay.
lemon.
They did a fantastic job. Let's go look at the reward tiers. I hate people when you do Kickstarter interviews and nobody looks at your reward tiers. I'm like, well, isn't that the part that matters the most? Because that's where people can decide if they want to spend money or not. And when you spend money on indie comics, not only do you support an indie comic, you put food on the table of people who actually care about their product and are passionate about what they do. as opposed to buying the head of Warner Brothers another golden toilet or the guy over at Disney another yacht. We don't need to do that. Let's give money to people who are passionate what they're doing.
Yeah. So I have been committing this big cardinal sin that people have still been like pledging last year and this year for. Whenever I did add-ons, I forgot I didn't have to add shipping again. So people were buying add-ons and still paying shipping on top of the shipping. So I was getting like more money per pledge. But then I kind of was like, damn, if I could find out how to not add shipping to add-ons, then I found out you could. So therefore, all add-ons are shipping free.
Really?
Yes.
That's a heck of a thing right there. I mean,
I'm an idiot.
I'm gonna feel bad to make my announcement. What I gotta do later because I have to. I gotta increase shipping prices because costs all skyrocketed.
Oh no, mine increased, but at least you don't have to pay twice when you start adding on things. Or wait, am I supposed to do that?
I want to say that's kind of. What I usually do is each add-on is usually $1 additional, unless it's. I don't think I'll do that for like trading cards because there's no weight to them. But if it's a comic book, it's $1 additional because I got to buy a bag and a board, and it increases the weight of the package, which ultimately adds to cost of shipping because for whatever reason, that's how shipping works. Weight and dimension are what matters. Dimensions never change because we just use Gemini mailers and Gemini boxes, but weight does change. And if the weight goes up, so too does the price of the shipping. That's from the post office themselves. I can't control that.
Oh, well, then let me take this time to say if you guys back right now, it's on a special sale because I only added shipping on one thing.
There you go.
There you go.
Get this then. More reason to get it. The trio of $40 for the trio. That's not a bad deal. We call that a bargain over here.
100% bargain.
For 3 books that were done by passionate creators who actually care about the content they're putting out and want you to enjoy it and aren't just looking to make a quick buck off of a name that you were grown up to be trained to love. That's a good deal. Also, why is that one? I'm trying to. Oh, it's featured. Okay, I was sitting here like, why is that higher than a $5 tier? Oh, the featured. Yeah. Kickstarter, you keep adding new stuff as I'm making campaigns. I have to go back and relearn them. I'm old. Don't do this to me.
Oh no, I like that feature. I spent too much time trying to figure out which one should I make the feature.
Have you seen that Kickstarter has that secret tier feature now?
Yes, I'm never going to use it.
I am. I've already got stuff set up for it.
Oh,
we do get. I encourage every creator to do this. You as well as you, Chris, to always invite your backers to request things, because sometimes you might get a request for something that you don't have set up initially that you can then bring up. That somebody might be like, oh, hey, can I get this and this and this? And you don't have that on there. And you can go, well, yeah, but sorry, Eric promised me. But just because they want the special thing means that, maybe you don't want to offer a lot of it, or maybe you can only offer one. And that allows me to do that. Normally, like we have a backer who often asks for one of ones from us, like graded one of ones. And I can't make that a tier because someone might grab it before you can get to it. So we end up using like a custom kind of deal with him. We just backs for nothing until we make a note what he wants. This secret pledge system is fantastic, and I'm glad they brought that in because that will help make that much easier to facilitate and easier to track.
I see what you mean now.
Yeah. No, not like secret tier, win a date night with one of these two lovely ladies. No, I don't mean like that. That being said, if you have that tier, you let me know.
You don't want any of these.
Look, man, I can fix her.
You know what? Fine.
No, I know I can't. The digital trio, $12. That's an awesome price for that. That's really good. That's actually an amazing price because usually digitals I see for like $5 minimum, but this is $3 cheaper than $5 each. That's a good deal.
Yes. No, I had a guy right now who I think he backed Jazz 1, didn't back 2, and he came to the 3rd campaign and was like, hey, Is it possible that I can get Jazz 2 on this campaign? And I was like, unfortunately, this is the campaign where I'm trying to sell them in bundles. So you're gonna have to just, I don't know, figure it out.
Man, I don't know what it is about Kickstarter, but from my experience with Kickstarter as a platform, issue 2s tend to be more popular than issue 1s. I don't know why. My guess is that because if somebody makes a new series or a new thing you haven't heard of, you're like, I don't know if he's actually going to complete it. But if issue 2 shows up, my thought is their brain goes, oh, this guy is serious. He's actually going to put this out, and now I'm going to hop in.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it felt like. I think Jazz 2 did more in backers than Jazz 1.
I've always had 2s do
end.
better, man.
No. Twos like Jazz 2 is still higher in backer form.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Hopefully
Like,
Jazz 3 will get up there.
I like the bundle here, the ChrisStyle Inc bundle. Everyone comes kissed by Chris. That's pretty good.
I'm sorry. What I write down?
And then don't worry about it. You're good.
Just editing on the fly.
Every one of these packages that get shipped to you is packed entirely by beautiful naked virgins or ChrisStyle Inc, depending on who they got available that day. You never know.
You know what? I think I did do one naked.
Oh God. I live in Florida, so like it's really hot. So there are times like, yeah, there's times you're like, well, I can just wear a pair of shorts to pack this, but like I don't really want to. I'll put on some basic things. Mostly, what matters for handling our books is when we ship our books, we handle them with those thick black gloves that you use for like handling food and stuff, so don't get fingerprints on stuff. We try to do that to make sure everything comes through nice and clean and crisp.
Oh, what I'm hearing, I need to go buy some gloves. Okay, hold on.
Luckily, they're cheap.
Wait, I might have those gloves actually. Are the black nylon ones?
Yeah, I found that the thin white ones you get for like medical stuff, those if you push your finger down something, it still seems to get some of your fingerprint on it. The thicker ones they use for like automotive, you can still feel with your fingers good enough to be dexterous, but they don't leave fingerprints.
Oh, that's
what I usually grab mine to pack them with. I don't want anybody to get a comic all covered in my greasy fingerprints. That doesn't look good. It's not a good look. Nobody wants that.
Says you.
Dang. Maybe, you know what? Maybe they are into that. Maybe I should be charging extra for that service. Dang, maybe I'm messing that up.
There you
go. So Chris, you have 18 days left on this one.
Yes,
already funded.
Shorter campaign than my last ones.
How long was the total time?
21 days.
21? Okay. 48 backers, not bad. Already funded, and if you can go through this gentleman's previous works, 11 created, and I'm sure if we go on here and look at comments, you're going to find out that he has never reneged on his promises or not given you what he said he's going to give you. With that being the case, you can feel more confident in backing ChrisStyle's work, knowing you are going to get what you paid for.
It does say mark as fulfilled. Oh, I've never saw that before.
Yeah.
I didn't know it shows up right there.
Now, when you come into Kickstarter on your campaigns, every now and then it gives you a pop-up asking you what your status is, and you put it on there and it puts that next to your campaign, so your backers can look and go, okay, it says some rewards are made, all rewards are made, shipping's happening, whatever. Hey, Eric Bra, the legend himself, the voice of Moon Knight in Marvel Rivals. The moon haunts you in the form of Eric Bra. I was an expert at exposing the moon.
Money.
What?
Dracula, where's my money?
Eric is an expert of exposing the moon. You know what I'm saying? Aqua Teen 140.
Eric, he means that you're going to be mooning people.
I do. He's heard the joke before. He knows. I've only got one idea. I'm not very good. We're going to move a little further on. Chris, that's your campaign. Guys, check it out. Make sure to grab a copy of Jazz. I have read issues 1 through 2, and I actually enjoyed it. And if you know me, I am extremely painfully picky when it comes to my media and entertainment. I have driven some friends insane with watching things like Attack on Titan, where I just dissect every single thing the show does or says. And I do that because it's good. If it's good, it deserves dissected and broken down. If it's bad, it's just bad. But if it's good, it's worthy of analyzation. And I would say that Jazz is worthy of that level of analysis. Check it out, guys.
Yeah.
And before I jump over to anything else, Chris, anything, you want to say anything else about Juggernauts against Zealous Zealots?
As you have already covered, my other works are included. So if you like what you see and you're like, oh man, I wish there was even more, you can also get Dream Match Revolution and Good Blood Money on this campaign.
I would recommend those. I've read those as well, and I like them. I really like Good Blood Money, so I'm looking forward to seeing where that story goes. Oh God, Chris, run!
Well, no, I'm not on the point. It's fine.
I don't even know. I've never played this game. I've just been told that line means if you hear that, it means you're dead.
Yes, or Shang. Nah, is it Shang-Chi? No, Iron Fist or Iron Fist Chinese chant thing that kills you.
Oh, wonderful!
He yells about egg fried rice or something. I don't know.
Egg fried.
Whatever, beef and broccoli or something. And then you die. I don't know.
Oh man, that's insensitive. You can't say that. No, I'm kidding. Everybody likes beef and broccoli. Come on.
Beef and broccoli's busting.
I'm going to jump over to the next thing we're going to talk about, which is the Manti-Corps issue 0 Recruited, which will probably be about 3 months away, unfortunately, because I need. Well, it took a lot longer to get Pure Intent 3 and Mission Suzumi number 3 printed than I thought it was going to take. They're just starting the printing process now. So it's taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but guess what? These things always take longer than anticipated, so it's not surprising. Swapping this image out every now and then. This is one of our main girls of this series and a lovely Monster Hunter cosplay. Big Monster Hunter fan. Have not played the most recent one because it's a little expensive for me right now, but good game, I'm sure. Chris, you play Monster Hunter?
Yes.
You like Monster Hunter?
I do not.
That is fair. It's very much a game designed to just kind of like bash your face into a wall until you get through it.
Yes. And I try every game, so I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's a similar mentality of the Souls games where it's like, here, man, the goal of this is to just grind you to dust until you eventually figure it out or sit there and do enough studying to know how to beat the thing you're fighting.
No. Monster Hunter is such a grindy game, but then they fixed it, but then it's still not fun for me. But then I'm like, oh, but the visuals, and then I waste more money.
Yeah. What I do is a tip for gaming is I wait until the next one comes out and then I buy the previous one because then all the bugs are fixed. It's in its final form. All the balancing's been done and all the extra content's already there. And it's also cheaper.
That's true. That's what I'll try doing on my next wife.
And next wife? Dang.
If it doesn't work out, I'll just wait for the next one.
I mean, I think that's what a lot of rich folks do. So, I mean, it must work somehow.
She'll be cheaper. It's fun.
Dang. Pointing out Manti-Corps, if you guys are familiar with my Suck You Busted series, this is also an ecchi comedy, though it has a little more serious and dark moments that happen throughout as opposed to Suck You Busted, but is every bit as ecchi, and issue 0 definitely has plenty of ecchi fan service going on. The series in its entirety will have some scenes that start with an S and end with an X. You can do the math on that one for the adults out there.
Sticks.
Issue 0 doesn't have that. Yes, 6, exactly. 6 people. Issue 0 does not have that, but it does have plenty of fan service, a little bit of comedy, some drug usage. Just things that we all find as a good time. The world of Manti-Corps is at war from a World War I inspired high fantasy tale. In fact, the rifle this lady is using right here is modeled after the Springfield rifle used in the First World War by the Americans. Her outfit, even in itself, is a mishmash of American and British uniforms. She'll be the only character that gets uniform changes as the series continues, which will be inspired by factions that participated in the First World War. As the Manti-Corps as a whole is dedicated to anyone who has served honorably in defense of their nation. Doesn't matter who you were on. Just because you're on the side of the trench doesn't mean you were the bad guy. We just threw the short end of the stick, and it happens. One of my favorite stories from the war, Chris, ever, to go along with that is how there are people. Eric says M1 Garand. M1 Garand is World War II, Mr. Bra, which is a semi-automatic rifle. World War One, we had the Springfield, I think it's the 1908, which is a bolt action rifle.
I was gonna say in 1 grand, and then I stopped and was like, you know what? I don't know anything, so I'm just not gonna say it.
I grew up in the woods, man. I had to learn this stuff. They make you do it. Welcome, Mr. DJ Fly. Nice to see you, sir. What's he got here? Will the uniforms changes get small as the series go on? When you say small, do you mean physically small as in more revealing, or just small slight changes? Because if they get changes, they will be drastic changes. For instance, when we put her in a winter scenario, her uniform will be more reminiscent of the French blue uniform of the First World War. I'm debating on whether or not to give her uniforms that are representative of the German and Austro-Hungarian forces. I don't know if people in the West would find that to be problematic or not, considering that was a very different kind of conflict than World War II, where we were fighting an ideology that was beyond evil.
He wants to, I think he just says revealing.
Revealing? Revealing. Well, the outfits themselves will not get more revealing, but you're going to have plenty of moments where her clothing comes off. In fact, the panel before this one, the page before this entire page, is completely naked Desba here, but obviously I couldn't show it on Kickstarter. And because of the new crackdown coming from Kickstarter and Stripe, we have had to de-emphasize the nudity and sexual sides of the work a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. You're still going to get what you expect from Astral Ticket Comics. Still going to get all that good fun stuff, but, more carefully. Also going to get a lot of violence. So some of that happening here too. What makes Manti-Corps unique from my other books is every chapter is done by a different artist and or colorist. For instance, chapter 1 right here, or this chapter focusing on Lieutenant Desba Bear, is done entirely by Akane, one of our artists. The chapter here about specialist Cena Springwood, our Dark Elf archer, who's not on this page, is done by Aldi Fazan with colors by Nox Kuro. Our demi-human chapter over here in the Frozen Fjords, where we get to meet Sally the Healer, who's also not on the preview page, is entirely done by Astral Ticket artist Creus. And then the last chapter here, that's of the introductory chapters, over here in the Red Mountains, the volcanic region where the Oni live and are at war with the ogres, is drawn by Mitsu Blinger and colored by the Zong Bros, who are beyond god tier. And the final chapter is done entirely by Mitsu Blinger. That is 5 chapters in one comic. You're getting a lot. I'm not going to bother reading all of this because you guys can read. And we will also be putting up the preview to this campaign in our Discord fan server in the very near future. So you guys can go in there and take a look at it. And as we continue to develop it, I just wanted to make sure small things were fixed before I let any of it be seen publicly. And Chris, we all love this graphic. We all know about it. If you like certain things, Gate, Goblin Slayer, Record of Lodos War, absolute classic. Kame Got Killed, not for the faint of heart. Warhammer's video games, strategy video games, and Monster Girl Doctor. You're going to love the Manti-Corps. You're going to love it. You're absolutely going to love it. Chris, you're going to love the Manti-Corps.
Oh, I know, because it has everything I need right there on that cover.
Well, I can see at least, 6 reasons, if not 8 good reasons to want to give it a check out yet. Fun fact.
I just realized what you were counting.
Censored bars, of course. Stripe. Think of the poor children. Yes, Stripe, who partners with Wells Fargo, one of the organizations entirely responsible for the crippling of the entire millennial generation. The very beacon of purity and goodness. Yeah, Wells Fargo. I hope if hell's real, your people wind up there. Eric saying, go support. You should gotta listen to Eric. He's a smart guy. Got a great voice.
Do what he says.
He's even in the Manti-Corps, actually. Is he on the preview chapter? I gotta check it out.
Wait.
He's not, but Eric is in the Manti-Corps. You're gonna see him in the demi-human chapter as a bear man.
Wait, you could do that?
I did do that. And there's a joke somewhere in here about a guy living in San Francisco being a bear, but we're not making that joke. We're just gonna go ahead and imply it heavily by making him a bear Viking.
What is the fee to add Eric?
Eric, that's on you. What is the fee to add Eric Broad to your comic?
He doesn't have to talk in it because that would be stupid.
5 pounds of chicken wings. I'm not sure.
Hold on now. I think I might be able to swing that.
I would like 5 pounds of chicken wings, please.
I'm making about almost maybe 20-something pounds of it for this weekend.
Oh my goodness, you're having a cookout.
It's for WrestleMania. I'm going to a friend's house.
Oh,
I'm always on cooking duty.
Well, you are the former heavyweight champion, so it makes sense.
Yes. if I could add Eric into I don't know, a dream match, that'd be awesome. Years
You
of
gotta
friendship.
talk to Eric.
I don't know about the years of friendship. I'll give you orange pepper chicken wings.
That sounds pretty. I would. Oh God, I would go for that so hard right now.
I'm a master. I forgot what they call it. Not masturbator. The other one.
Griller, baker,
I
fryer.
think I lost my train of thought.
You're good. I know why you did. There's a very good reason for that right in front of us.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Manti-Corps Zero is stacked with 36 pages across 5 chapters. And when I say stacked, it is not the only thing in this book that is stacked. Chiho also, this girl right here, Chiho Bierke, our Oni babe, she actually won the Discord choice vote. So she is going to be on a special Discord choice cover that will be available on this campaign and voted on by our Discord server. So guys, if you're not in there, you need to hop in there so that you can actually vote on things we get. You get to pick and shape the comics. What more could you possibly want?
You should be doing a lot more because I keep forgetting to go in there.
Well, luckily Azumi handles that for me. I'm not a social person, so it's not very easy for me to do it, but Azumi handles a lot of that for me. Bless her soul. This comic, as everything we do, is finished. Manti-Corps is already done. It's ready to go to the printers. I just need, well, I'm waiting on like one cover to be finished, but that's about it. But everything else is ready. What this comic is meant for, just so you guys know, if you're familiar with my work, Manti-Corps is a series for adults and may contain, but is not limited to, adult situations, depictions of violence, nudity, adult language, adult humor, furries, and monster girls and guys. I am not saying you're going to see all that in issue 0, but over the course of this series, you may encounter all of these things.
I just put my wallet back in my pocket.
You mean your fursuit?
Yeah, because I'm not going to see it on the first one. I don't know if I want to do it.
Well, we wanted to. I wanted to be a little more experimental in some things, and Manti-Corps gives me a chance to do that and expand upon what we normally do. Some different kinds of content and different things we can show off. And that will include, of course, a variety of monster girls and guys and furries and various perhaps fetishized characters. But hey, we're in a high fantasy Dungeons and Dragons style universe. Anything could happen. Maybe you're going to run into that cute goblin girl, or maybe you're going to run into that muscle-bound orc babe who's got a 10-inch axe. You never know. We'll see what happens.
You had me on the tip of my toes when you said 10-inch, and then you said axe.
Well, you want to be on the tip of something, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
right
I guess that's true.
As always, neither I nor ChrisStyle Inc. uses any AI in what we do. Everything his studio makes, Astral Ticket makes, or our good friend David Byrne, if you guys haven't seen his work, makes, are made by people who have dedicated their lives to mastering their crafts. That could be artwork, coloring, writing, graphic design. It doesn't matter. Everything we do is done by real people. There is no shortcut to victory. We do not allow AI here. And as Rita and her fine Fliptian self show, F the AI.
Why don't I have a freaking mascot? I'm gonna go make one.
We have like 10.
Hush. Do I really have 10 to you?
I do.
I'm gonna go
I have a
ask
bunch.
Ash. I'm gonna see which one does she count as a mascot?
Use the cat. Dude, no, what you do is you use the cat as your mascot, and the next mouse pad you make is the cat from behind, and the wrist rester is balls. You already got that ready, man. Just go.
That might sell, and I'm mad
The
about
problem is it'd be hilarious. Somebody might pick that up because of that.
At the convention that we go to, that actually might come off the table. I'm a little bit mad about that.
One of the best mouse pads I ever saw was like 3 raccoons, like all happy and cheery, and the wrist rest bumps were bags of trash.
Yeah, you have that one. I know you do.
I don't, because it was sold out. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's a really cool idea. That is disgusting. Where heard of me? Here on the Manti-Corps, which will come in 2 to 3 months.
You can't say
because I don't like doing a campaign until the previous one is completely wrapped up. Minus occasionally there might be a special delay, like, oh, this particular batch of covers came in damaged. So that crew has to wait. If that happens, then I still am okay moving to a new campaign. I will contact those backers and tell them that's happening. But for the most part, the previous book has to be totally wrapped up before me to feel comfortable doing a new campaign. I know there's guys out there, and Chris, you and I've talked about it, guys that do like 3 campaigns plus at once over like different accounts. As a backer, that makes me feel nervous because feel like if I'm giving you money now for a thing I want, then why are you already showing off the next thing when I haven't received the thing I've already paid for initially? That's just me. A lot of
Okay.
people.
Let me go ahead and go cancel my other pre-launch.
Oh no.
I don't want to make a
Well,
problem.
pre-launch is fine. It's the active launch that I watch out for, which everybody does their own thing. No disrespect to anybody out there. You know, we all got our own ways of handling things. Reward tiers that currently exist, many more are coming all the same. And all the add-ons have not been added. Oh yeah, this is probably about a month's worth of work for me to still do with everything going on here. And in hindsight, I'm glad I had him do a panty version of this cover. Those of you that are in our Discord server, as a fun little fact for you, there will be pre-order exclusive variants of covers on this campaign, which will include the things that I can't put on Kickstarter. For instance, this cover with no panties on is a fantastic example. I can't do that on Kickstarter anymore, but I can pre-order it, and you guys can get it that way. Will there be a Manti-Corps trading card? Yes, we are actually working on. We are in the trials of creating a preview, a kind of a gag version of an entire Astral Ticket trading card game. They will be on this campaign, those cards, and I can say this actually. If you guys have noticed that some of these backgrounds on these reward tiers are green and some are red, that is because there is a trading card that comes exclusively with each color tier. There's a green trading card and a red trading card. Backing a green tier gets you the green card. Red tier gets you the red card. And if you back a tier that is like, oh, let's go down a little bit here. This one right here, it's got the digital deluxe, which has got red and green. You're getting both in digital form. But as we get to more combo tiers, which are not on here yet, you will then also get both cards. And there will be, you can also upgrade those cards or downright purchase not safe for work variants of said cards that have the exact same functions on them. For instance, the Brooke Astral card, one of her passive ability when you play her as a card, which this isn't a real card game yet. We're kind of just feeling it out, see if people like it. If they like it, we'll do more and look to make a card game. But her passive when you play her is called Trash Raid because she's a raccoon, which allows you to take the top card from your I think they call it the graveyard, your discarded cards, and return it to your hand because you raided the trash. We're full of really stupid ideas here. As always, if you guys ever want to grab a preview of our work, you can. Check out some of our previous stuff. We do a lot, as everybody out there knows. We do a ton of comics. Also, a new thing, because most of our variant covers are no longer reprinting. As a result, anything with an orange star on it, as you'll see down here, means that cover is not getting a reprint. So once it's gone, it is gone forever. Final chance to grab it. Now, moving right along. Anime. Chris, what are you watching?
Oh shit! You can hear it too.
Huh?
I had something playing in the background. Was it loud?
No, I can't hear anything. I'm saying that part of the stream was talk about anime. So what anime are you watching?
Okay, so I have Dr. Stone on in the background, for no reason. But yeah, right now currently I'm watching Dr. Stone and a bunch of random shows that I have on my watch list, like Fire Force.
All right. I'll be honest with you. I've only seen maybe 5 episodes of Fire Force, and I have not seen Dr. Stone.
Oh, Fire Force is really for you.
It was at first. I forget what it was, but something about it made me like turn it off. That being said, I will openly admit I am painfully picky about anime these days. I think this is a problem for a lot of us that grew up with the 80s and 90s era of anime where things are very experimental. Things were kind of fresh and new and everybody was willing to try different things. Where I feel like I can watch the intro to an anime and I can then from that moment guess with some respectable degree of accuracy the entire plot and every episode's going to happen.
No,
and I'm I'm now looking for series that don't make me do that.
It's well, so like you make a very good point because just like how with like writing um indie manga, you have people who don't want to get into the cringe that is of anime and manga. So they are making all this stuff without the embodiment of the soul of what makes anime and manga, what it is. And so when like we do it in America, we don't put ourselves in the shoes of like the hero story. Like there is way too much Americanized stuff that doesn't follow suit because it's too afraid to. And that's where that like big old like discourse is at. Like people are too afraid to do like a panty shot or a crying 60-year-old boy who's like really impassionate. Like everything is such a I'm gonna make my stuff like this without doing the thing that necessarily makes it like this. So that happens a lot with like anime now versus back then.
You say the crying part, and all I can think of is My Hero Academia and Demon
Yeah.
Slayer,
Yes.
where we had a joke the other day. I was talking to one of my friends about like, what if Tanjiro and Midoriya fought? I was like, well, nobody would win. They'd both just cry the entire time. There'd be no fighting. They just cry.
Well,
That's all they do.
it depends on. Well, no, Deku doesn't cry anymore. Deku's been on grown man status, but you also have to like put into like consideration that he's a kid who's really impassionate and is a kid who's really impassionate. Like we all forgot how we were as kids.
Oh,
And
that's
okay.
oh, like I am so I had this conversation last night, man. I am so thankful that like guys like you and me, we didn't really have a ton of social media when we were in high school. That didn't kick into like college age. We had it, but it wasn't like Facebook and MySpace were a thing, but they were still in somewhat their infancy. Where like now there's a camera on you at all times if you're in public, and everything goes to social media within seconds, including as we just discussed, when you're in your younger years, you are cringe as hell. I am so glad there's no video record of that.
Oh God, no.
I don't think I would survive. I feel I don't know how the new I mean, you got a kid, man. Like I don't know how anybody deals with that. That's terrible. I don't
them
want
like pulling up like old stuff.
just like you like imagine you're like so you sit down one day and goes, "Hey Chris, this video is viral right now," and it's you like when you were like 14 wearing like a fedora and a Yu-Gi-Oh shirt, holding up a handful of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, being like, "I studied the card," because you were a 14-year-old kid, you didn't know better.
Oh no, it's less about because like so my YouTube channel has a bunch of videos that I privated from like all my youth, but some of them I have up still from like 14 years ago, which is fine. It's not that I'm worried about. It's the shit that I did in all those like anime forums. That's the problem. We don't want that to come out.
Yeah, or especially when you're a kid and you get influenced by anime a lot. So like, oh, I'll be like this character, and you get older and you're like, that character is so cringy and painful. Why would I want to be like that? Well, because you were a kid, you didn't know. Like, this is the coolest
Exactly.
thing to a 14-year-old,
Yeah,
not to an adult.
and that's why like a lot of like westernized anime and manga don't feel like manga because people are like, I don't want to do cringe, and it's like fuck it, man. Until you like adopt it or like adapt to it, you will never make what they make, and that's okay.
You know what's a great example that handles that well is Devil May Cry, which wears its absolute stupidity like a badge of honor.
It does.
Like just if you're gonna be if it's okay to do things cringy in your comic or your media or whatever you're trying to create, just be honest about it and embrace it wholeheartedly. Don't just put in the tip. You go balls deep on that, and people will appreciate it.
Oh, Mr. DJ Fly says, I'm curious to ask fellas, what do you think of Japanese anime studios using AI as a well, we already know exactly where we stand with AI.
Right there.
So,
That.
I was about to say, do you
Right
mind
there.
going back?
Anything that uses AI, I won't support. It does if I know about it. Once I find out it's not supported, I'll drop that series or whatever it is in a heartbeat. I don't care.
Now
want
we've
real
we've
people.
had AI usage throughout like history, and that's helped a ton. But then there's AI that's like tailored to do the work 100% for you, and that's the problem that I had with it.
I want my AI to do my laundry, clean the cat boxes and the dishes, not make my comic books, bruh. Like, let me do that. I'm
I could
good.
have swore we were gonna have AI that just gives you the suck.
That exists already.
Wait, it does? Wait, am I late?
That exists already.
I'm late. Okay, where's that at?
Japan apparently.
Oh,
I saw about it. It's
You-
a thing
you-
you can plug
you-
up to your computer with an AI that will in fact do that.
You made it sound like it was just like on the shelf at Walmart, and I had no idea.
I don't think Walmart would carry it, but I mean,
Walmart
you
carries
might
a lot
find
of
it-
stuff.
true though. You are right. I don't know, but it does exist. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, an ad came out for this like AI girlfriend thing. It was like a little like container for it, and it would like appear. And this thing would like text you throughout the day saying, I miss you, come home, how are you feeling? But the ad for it showed this Japanese young Japanese guy, probably like in his 20s, fresh out of college age. And he gets up and he talks to the AI for a minute, and then he goes to work. And it's dark outside because you get up early in the morning to go to work. By the time he gets home, it is dark again. And the AI is talking to him. And there's a part of me that goes, I get why this would exist because you don't have time for social interaction with that kind of nightmarish work schedule. So at least you get the illusion that somebody cares that you came home that day.
Well, sure, but where
It's
does the suck come
dystopian
in?
as all get out, but I mean, crap.
I need the suck. I thought that's what you were going towards.
No, this was a little more innocent than that.
Oh,
But I mean, I don't want to just look up I'm not going to say what it's called. I will tell you after. I'm not going to say that here.
that is fine. I already have my Google.
I know the name of it, and no, I do not own one. I've seen it because I'm a terrible person, and I see a lot of weird things from my various perverted friends. Yes, you can definitely get it. Well, the United States especially is kind of famous for being a country where we can get our hands on anything we want if you have the money to afford it. You want cocaine? You want an underage boy? Guess what? In America, you can get it if you got the cash.
Or the location.
Yeah, you can do that too. Netflix Devil May Cry is weird, especially with the whole demons are not evil and they have demon wives and kids. Like, why? Well, I will point out that Suck You Busted exists, and the demons in that universe are not inherently evil. They're just like anybody else, but they have a primary force that fuels their power. For us, it's food. Let's face it, to a cow, we're probably evil.
Have you seen the Netflix adaptation?
No, I don't know. I've never played Devil May Cry. I've just heard podcasters talk about it, so it does not give me a valid opinion on the series as a whole because I just don't have enough knowledge.
So what DJ is saying is that they try to humanize demons without just letting them like just be demons. It's the same issue that people had with Firion, where they were trying to like humanize like demons, but then like in the show she's like, no, demons are bad, that's it. Like, there is no like good demon, they're all just bad.
That is a product of modern storytelling, I think, especially from the East. Whereas now, when we watch an anime, because you like, Chris, let's go back, right? When Goku fought Frieza on Namek, and he had Super Saiyan, none of us were saying, "Oh man, I wonder how Frieza feels." We were going, "Punch that fool in the face!"
Yes, 100%. But see, like
Whoop his ass.
nowadays, it would be like, Goku, maybe you could probably, I don't know, think of the children.
We would get like a 2-episode, ultimately 1 hour long backstory of little Frieza and King Cold beating him or making him haul like the groceries into the house while it was raining in the snow or whatever. Like something that makes me feel bad for him.
Why can't you be like your brother Cooler?
Yeah, it's like your brother is so much cooler. Like, aw, and Frieza just like just like flashback to a picture of like in Frieza's house of like a picture of his brother holding up a trophy on this bunch of pictures of his brother over the family refrigerator and just nothing of Frieza. While King Cold just hangs out with Cooler and ignores Frieza. Like, yeah, we feel bad. He didn't have a good father growing up. He just needs some love. Okay, F that. I just want the bad guy to be the bad guy.
Yes, and we don't ever because like whenever we like make villains, you have to make your villain be a certain archetype, and there are people that are like amongst the like reading world that fit almost all of these descriptions. And so instead of pointing the mirror at them and being like, yo, like this is you, it's like, oh, we don't want to hurt your feelings. and that's why we have what we have.
Like, I don't mind I don't hate the idea of the villain who becomes the good guy or sees the error of their ways.
Of course.
That's fine. That makes sense in some cases. There's also villains who are interpretably wrong in what they're doing. I will say I think one of comics' best example is Magneto, who like, well, Magneto's like kind of an extremist, yeah, but when you look at he's a Holocaust survivor, it kind of makes sense why he's so extreme and fears the outcome that he's already experienced. He makes sense. Even when he's a bad guy, you still kind of feel for him.
Well, when he gets like exactly what he wants for like mutant kind, he no longer makes struggles for like humans. He's like, all right, well, I guess we'll be over here on this planet. Have a good day.
Yeah, and that makes sense. But at the same time, we could have a guy like Cell who's like, I'm so perfect. I'm going to kill you all because look, I'm amazing. I don't feel bad about that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I would appreciate more of the latter, actually, as opposed to now looking at you, Demon Slayer, where every time you go to fight somebody, we get a 3-episode flashback of this person's life and why they're this way. Like, I just watched this person kill like 40 kids. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's where I kind of dropped Demon Slayer during COVID just for that reason.
I dropped it when I found out what the ending is. I did the same thing for My Hero Academia. When I found out where Deku ends up, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna finish the anime, but yeah, I'm not really happy with that ending at all. Boguchi might need to come see me.
Yeah, I won't spoil it for anybody here because I don't want to I'm not that guy. But in defense, and as you know, as a writer, Chris, endings are hard.
Yes,
endings are hard to do well. You have to pick an ending that satisfies everybody, and that's not always possible. Like, okay, looking at anime, what's the ending for Dragon Ball Z? Well, it doesn't have one. It's never going to because it makes too much money. But it makes too much money to have an ending. Berserk, we haven't seen the ending yet, and we don't even know what a satisfying ending for Berserk would be. It seems likely everyone's going to die as Berserk, but we don't know.
Good. I'll take that.
That would be not the happy ending, but it would kind of make sense to the way that Mayura told the story and how things happen. Okay, yeah, sure, I'll believe that. Or we can go to Pokemon, where Ash is what every employer wants in the world, a 10-year-old with 20 years experience.
Who doesn't win anything. Well, no, yeah, well, he did.
He becomes champ. He actually does it.
Yeah, but he did it. He did it when I was like 32. Like, that's not, like, you know how mad I am about that? Like, my daughter who likes Pokemon is watching it, and she's like, "Oh, he got a championship," and I'm sitting there like, "This is what I wanted when I was your age. Like, this is not fair."
No, it's exactly what happened. We don't get that.
Like, so Red gets like 14 different championships as like a baller Pokemon master, and Ash is like, "Oh yeah, but my level 99 Pikachu is still here."
So you talk about Pokemon Origin? It was crazy good.
I liked it. See, because
it was good.
For starters, Pokemon used to be like a lot more visceral than what it is right now.
From what I understand, the manga is way more mature.
Oh my god! And that's what people pull the whole like manga and whatnot. Anime got so popular in the US in the 2016s, some bullshit. I was given a floppy of a Pokemon manga chapter in like 99, and that's where I saw like, oh, this Pokemon is like bloodied. Okay, so maybe he'll faint on the very next page, and then he dies, and then I'm like, whoa, okay, well, Pokemon's cool as shit.
You know the supposed you play the original games, red, blue, and green and yellow.
Yes.
Any of those? So the supposed fan theory, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, of why you run into your rival and the Pokemon Graveyard Tower is you killed one of his Pokemon in the battle prior to that.
I
kill it.
That. See, but like,
that's why he's there.
Nintendo would not commit to that because of how they are.
There's a family gaming, like regardless of how we feel about their lawyers and now their prices, which may or not be beyond their control. They are the family friendly gaming company. They always have been, because anybody can pick up. If you have like a 5-year-old kid, you can hand the kid a Nintendo game and not be worried about what they're going to expose to.
Have you been on the Nintendo store?
No, but I know that they do have some more mature games that they put on their systems.
Because
But like,
they
if you
have
can hand, you can
Calgon.
always hand somebody, Mario, Legend of Zelda,
Yeah, but like
Pokemon.
Legend of Zelda teaches like a really bad lesson. Like you gotta stop saving them hoes, man. You gotta quit doing that.
Stop.
Yo.
You got to figure eventually him and Mario are gonna be like, I'm kidnapped again. No, you're on your own this time. Like you got to figure this out.
Look,
Hire
after
security.
Sunshine, it was like, all right, she had a kid, I guess. Like, I don't know, Mario. Like leave it alone, man.
Just got to be like, look, you are a princess, or you can afford security guards. Hire them.
I'm a plumber. I can't help you all the time.
Look, you got a leaky toilet. You call me. You got a giant lizard dinosaur trying to kidnap you. Maybe call your guards.
I ain't got to. I had to call off work for this. Like,
Exactly.
I ain't got that much PTO now.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear Peach be like, "Well, my guards are the toads." Then maybe hire some better ones.
I
You
got
know
it.
what? There's an entire game where the Yoshis successfully save a baby from the clutches of Bowser's armies. Maybe hire some Yoshis.
Well, they also saved Mario too.
That's what I mean. Like they protected him and saved him. Like if the Yoshis were able to save a baby, surely they can protect a princess who should, in theory, have the intelligence of an adult to make adult decisions.
No.
But I mean, we're giving Peach too much credit here. I think that's not a movie. Peach. It's very competent.
Yeah, which people that did not like, they kind of hated that because it was not it wasn't uniform.
It's a movie. Like they're not gonna follow it canonically. Everybody should have gone in knowing that.
DJ Fly says, game that teaches us bad lessons is Last of Us. I had never played Last of Us, nor have I seen the show.
The show was really good. I didn't play the games. I watched a playthrough of the first one, but the show was amazing.
Every time I want to talk about the show on Twitter, I realize I can't say shit on Twitter about anything.
Oh no, because Twitter's just people who are angry.
Yes, they're angry all the time, and then when you ask them why, they get angry at you.
Twitter and Reddit are two places where people who are just like so mad at life show up. And the problem is that they create an echo chamber that makes you think everybody's like that, and they're not.
No.
But you can go on, like Reddit especially, you can go on and just be like, hey guys, anybody got a recipe for orange juice? And someone be like, orange juice? What are you, a scrub? Make lime juice, you stupid idiot. Like you're gonna get that within like minutes.
Yes, and then that person will have like 4,000 up likes.
Yeah, you're like, why? Why are you like this, man? It ain't gotta be this way. But you know what? Screw them. That's more positive. You know what? Maybe positivity is like a pizza. Less of them having it, more slices for us.
I'm gonna start using that.
Maybe it's obvious I haven't had dinner yet.
Oh my god! And I was talking about chicken earlier.
I'm sitting here sitting here like salivating, like I'm sitting here like looking like him right now. Like chicken wings.
I'm so sorry. I said mango, pepper, and orange pepper
Oh,
wings.
that
I
do
did
sound
not
good.
mean that.
My stomach literally just like squeezed itself. Since
It
you
did
said
a
that.
backflip.
Yeah. Oh no. Speaking of food, did you watch Delicious in Dungeon?
I watched one episode months
Didn't like
ago. No, I liked it. I think like you and my wife, because like so my wife is reading it and watching it.
I am not your wife, but okay.
Well, both of you just have the same thing of throwing things at me and then being like, I want to know about it. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. And then I never get to it.
Don't feel too bad. I have the same problem where a lot of people that I am friends with or associate with. Hey man, you see this yet? No. Have you seen this anime? No. Chris, it's gonna get worse. You can start doing more conventions. You're gonna come up and be like, oh, I like your comic. It's kind of like this anime. Have you seen it? Nope. How about this anime? Nope. Is that my cosplay? I have no idea what it's from, but it looks great. You haven't seen this anime? It's really popular. I'm sure it is. Wouldn't know.
I'm not excited for that because it happened when Ash was up here and it was my like very first convention. So of course it was an anime cosplay convention. So like people showed up and I'm sitting there like I don't even know, man. And then they're like, you never heard of Boy Eats Radishes Volume 3? Like I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, man. Like,
Boy Eats Radishes Volume.
I don't know. Like I'm like, I don't know, man. Just buy my book or go away, man. I can't help you right now.
Boy Eats Radishes Volume 3. It's the first episode though. That's the name of the first episode. What the crap.
I don't, man. And then they tell me like this is like a top 5 cosplayers favorite, and I'm sitting there like, that's cool. Can you please stop knocking my stickers over?
So, Chris, since you're doing conventions now, I'm going to give you a warning that's very important for anybody doing cons. Because this happens to me a lot. Is you're sitting there at your table, right? And you're looking down at your inventory, you're double checking a couple things, and you look up, and all you see are a pair of boobs in your face. Because the person who's now at your table is cosplaying the cosplay girl, the fan service girl from Demon Slayer or some other rather scanty anime character. Which, let's face it, we just not allow them to be that way. When you look up and you go, oh, but you don't know the age of this person, so now you're just trying to look straight down or directly into their eyes the entire time, so that you don't get in trouble because you don't know.
That's happened.
Yeah, it's not just me.
But see, there's another hook of that where you'll see like a platonically busty like semi-minor who's like probably 17 or whatever, and then you'll see like a very chested, very short woman, and you'll be like, okay, that clearly is a little like a child or whatever. But then she's like, oh, I'm 41. And I'm like, what the fuck? So in real life, y'all actually exist? Like, I don't get this. Like, this is real. I've never seen that shit before.
Dude, the one that blew me away. And you guys do conventions, you know what I'm talking about. I have 2 folders at my table. One is the black folder, one's the pink folder. Pink one has a thing on it saying you'll be 18 to open it. This girl walks up and goes to open it. I put my hand and go, I'm sorry, sweetie, you can't open it. You gotta be 18. The guy next to her goes, dude, she's 28. We get married next week. I'm like, oh my goodness. What lotion do you use? Take a look. Have fun. What's your skincare routine? I need to know. And I'm going to close this out by saying, come to ChrisStyle Inc.'s comic where you can get some cat balls. And in Manti-Corps, you can get some cat butts. Whichever one you like. We have them both.
If only I had waited for you that
your mic cut out. What'd you say, Chris?
Oh, am I starting to like fuzz out?
Yeah, you went robot there. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was saying I'm sad that we didn't launch at the same time just for that, like, connection.
I usually try not to launch on the same day as colleagues or big names. That way that competition for that initial spotlight's not there. So I won't launch the same day if I know a person who's launching. Like, okay, I'll wait so we don't end up stepping on each other's toes. We're all on the same team here. The way I'll word this to anybody out there, especially in the comic world, if you're an indie comic creator, keep in mind something very important. We technically are competing. Even Chris and I technically are competing with one another. This is true. We technically do. But it's important to remember we're all playing for the same team. We just happen to be wide receivers for the same team. So Chris wants more yards than me. I want more yards than him. What matters is that the team still walks away with a W. And don't forget that. Not you, Chris, but everybody listening. Like, don't forget we're all on the same team here. That is why if you come on Kickstarter and you do a bad job and your backers like crap, we will all come for you. And not
that is true.
In the way that the Manti-Corps will make you do that. That was planned.
I forgot about the damn cat. I forgot about the damn cat.
I love that cat so much.
I swear I never get a warning.
The goblin cat is the best. So, Chris, anything you want to say before we close out here, sir?
No. Be on the.
His microphone is cutting out. I'm going to presume he's saying be on the lookout for new work. Check out Jazz. Am I right, Chris? I don't know if your mic's still working or not. He's having some mic issues. So, guys, check out Juggernaut against Zealots issues 1 through 3. I can personally vouch from issues 1 through 2 of writing them. They're pretty good. I definitely recommend reading them. There's more passion put into those books than I feel like there is in a lot of other things that are kind of pumped out nowadays. So check out Chris's work if you get a chance. If you haven't already, you need to hop on the pre-launch for the Manti-Corps. We're at just about 300 follows so far. So hop on there, check it out. give indie comics a chance, even if it's not just us. Support indie comics, because when you do that, you're putting food on our tables, you're feeding our cats, our kids, our artists, and you're not just giving somebody over at Marvel or DC a brand new yacht. So thank you for that. And Chris, can you hear me? Are you there?
Oh yeah,
I think
I'm here now.
the cat got your tongue.
No, it's no. I was trying to fix my damn fucking router. Is it working now?
I mean, does the cat have your tongue, or does the cat have the, you just kind of go in right here and just see what the cat has?
Wait, is it not working?
Oh, it's working. It's working. I hear you now. You just look
Okay,
at
I'm
those,
about to say.
that cat right there is just like. Guys, have a good night. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again soon. Oh, I forgot to mention one last thing, not end on a bad note, though. On Manti-Corps, shipping will increase by $1 for domestic shipping. I am sorry for that. I truly am. I had to make a decision, either increase prices across the board or increase shipping. And I chose shipping, as I think it will make it a little softer of a blow. I have no choice. For those of you who have been paying attention to what's going on in the world right now, prices just skyrocketed across the board. Not going to get too deep into that, but that's what's happened. But hey, $6 is not a bad price to get a comic book and a ton of freebies, trading cards, and a bunch of nice stuff. I would pay that personally. I know some of you guys have paid more for shipping from other creators. So not too big of a deal. Check out ChrisStyle Inc's work. Check out Astral Ticket Comics. And everybody have a great night and watch more anime and manga. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow.
We won't be intimidated by criminal threats.
Show us what you got. I'm gonna knock you all on your asses. Never run from a real fight. If you don't stop, you'll get us sued.
Welcome to the future. Transferring to autopilot mode.
It's confirmed, milady. We're under attack.
So it begins.